With version 6.5 bringing back Chasca on Rerun, a lot of players are wondering whether she's worth building or even pulling this time around. And the answer isn't as simple as yes or no, because Chasca is one of those characters whose strength depends heavily on how well you understand her kit. She's not a traditional Anemo DPS, and she doesn't follow the usual reaction-based playstyle either. Instead, she sits somewhere in between, acting as a flexible on-field carry whose damage changes based on the elements in your team. So if you build her correctly, she can feel incredibly strong and smooth to play, but if you don't, she can feel underwhelming compared to other DPS options. That's why in this guide we're going to break down exactly how to build Chasca in version 6.5, covering her playstyle, artifacts, weapons, teams, and overall value, so you can decide how much you want to invest into her. But before we continue, a quick word from today's sponsor, Enjoy GM. This part is actually important because a lot of you ask how to save money when topping up in games like Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero, and Wuthering Waves, and Enjoy GM is one of the easiest and most reliable ways to do it. Right now, they offer better pricing compared to in-game stores, and they operate through official top-up channels, with discounts that can help you save a decent amount, especially if you are pulling on multiple banners. Just choose your game, enter your UID, pick the amount you want, and complete the payment. And one of the best parts is that you don't even need to enter your game account password, which makes it a lot safer and more convenient compared to other methods. Plus, Enjoy GM provides 24/7 human customer support, so there is always someone available to help you out. New users also get an 8% site-wide coupon when signing up, plus a mystery reward after your first order, and you can use the discount code in my description for an extra 25% off. You can also join their official Discord for extra benefits. Link is in the description. The most important thing to understand about Chasca is how her damage actually works. When you use her elemental skill, she enters a special airborne state where she begins firing enhanced shots instead of playing like a normal bow character. These shots are the core of her kit, and more importantly, they can convert into different elements depending on your teammates. If you have Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro characters in your party, some of her bullets will convert into those elements and deal significantly higher damage than her base Anemo attacks. This means her damage isn't just coming from her own stats, but also from how well your team is built around her. In simple terms, Chasca rewards players who use multiple elements rather than stacking a single one, and that's what makes her unique compared to most DPS characters. Because of this, her playstyle is actually much simpler than it looks. A typical rotation starts by using all of your support abilities first, setting up buffs and applying elements on enemies. After that, you swap into Chasca, activate her skill, and stay in her airborne state while continuously firing charged shots. You don't need to spam inputs or perform complicated combos. You can literally hold your charge attack, move around while aiming, and let her shots fire automatically. This makes her one of the more comfortable DPS characters to play, especially in difficult content where dodging attacks can be annoying. On top of that, being in the air allows her to avoid a lot of enemy damage, which adds an extra layer of safety to her gameplay. Her burst should be used whenever it's available, but it's not something you need to force every rotation, since most of her damage comes from her skill. When it comes to building her, artifacts are very straightforward. Her best in slot set is the Obsidian Codex, and it's not even a close comparison. This set gives her both damage bonus and a massive amount of crit rate, which makes building her stats significantly easier. Since she already gains a lot of crit rate from this set and her natural scaling, most players will want to focus on stacking crit damage and attack through their artifacts. For main stats, the standard build is attack percent on Sands, attack percent on Goblet, and a crit circlet depending on your ratio. The reason attack Goblet is preferred over elemental damage is because Chasca deals multiple types of damage through her converted shots, so attack ends up boosting everything instead of just one element. For substats, prioritize crit rate, crit damage, and attack percent, while treating energy recharge as a secondary stat rather than a priority. Weapons follow a similar pattern where raw stats matter more than niche effects. Her signature weapon is obviously her best option since it provides crit damage, attack, and bonuses to her main damage sources. However, she has plenty of alternatives that perform well enough. Most 5-star bows act as strong stat sticks for her, especially those that provide crit damage or attack. Even among 4-star options, there are several viable choices that can get surprisingly close to her higher-end builds. This makes Chasca relatively friendly for free-to-play players, since she doesn't rely entirely on one specific weapon to function. The difference between weapons exists, but it's not so large that you feel forced to pull her signature. Where Chasca really starts to shine is in team building. Her best teams usually revolve around strong buffers like Furina and Bennett, because they provide universal buffs that work with all of her damage types. These two characters alone can massively increase her overall output, making them some of her most valuable teammates. The final slot in the team is flexible, but ideally you want another Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro character to maximize her bullet conversions. Characters like Xingqiu or other off-field supports can work very well here depending on your roster. The key idea is not just adding damage, but adding elemental variety so her converted shots become more consistent and stronger. Despite all of these strengths, Chasca does have some clear weaknesses that you need to keep in mind. The biggest one is that she is heavily focused on single target damage. When fighting multiple enemies, her shots tend to split between targets, which reduces her overall effectiveness compared to characters with strong AoE abilities. She is also somewhat dependent on having the right supports. While she can function without them, her performance drops noticeably if you don't have strong buffers or enough elemental variety in your team. This means she's not the most beginner-friendly DPS unless your account already has a decent roster of support characters. In terms of investment, Chasca is perfectly usable at C0, which makes her accessible for most players. However, she does scale very well with constellations. Her early constellations improve both her damage and her team flexibility, making it easier to build around her without strict elemental requirements. That said, these upgrades are not necessary to make her work. She is already strong enough at base level to clear most content as long as she's built correctly and placed in a proper team. So when you look at Chasca overall in version 6.5, she sits in an interesting position. She's not the most universal DPS, and she's not the easiest character to maximize without the right setup. But what she offers in return is a unique playstyle, strong single-target damage, and a level of flexibility that allows her to adapt to different team compositions. She rewards understanding rather than brute force investment, and that makes her stand out from many other characters in the game. At the end of the day, whether you should build or pull Chasca comes down to your account and your preferences. If you enjoy mobile gameplay, aerial combat, and characters that scale with team creativity, she is definitely worth considering. If you prefer straightforward DPS units with strong AoE and minimal team requirements, you might find her a bit restrictive. And if this guide helped you understand how to build Chasca in version 6.5, let me know in the comments whether you're pulling for her rerun or skipping, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future build guides and banner breakdowns.